In our final touch, Game of Thrones may be over
with the final release of a limited edition whiskey collection by the show. Distiller Diageo and HBO teamed up to create 9 whiskeys inspired by Game of Thrones. The set is now complete with the release of 6 Kingdoms, Mortlach single malt Scotch whiskey aged 15 years. Fans of the show will recognize the 3-eye raven on the bottle that honors King Bronn of Winterfell. The whiskey will be available in extremely limited quantities just in time for the holidays. It goes on sale in December for about $150 a bottle. I hope I pronounced those names right. I have not seen a single episode.
Well done, and thank you for your help today, Charlotte.
You are welcome.
Thanks for watching, everybody. News 3 Now at 5 starts right now.
And right now we're live at the Capitol, waiting for the Senate to convene a special session on gun control.
And we're learning the name of the pedestrian killed in a crash on Highway 12 earlier this week.
Plus, Iowa County authorities are trying to help people with outstanding warrants stay home for the holidays.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at 5.
And thanks for staying with us tonight at 5. It's a busy night at the state capitol as lawmakers have to convene for a special session that Governor Tony Evers called, aiming to address gun violence.
And several dozen gun control advocates came out to rally on the Capitol steps demanding action. And the Senate, however, the chambers are still empty tonight as we take a live look right now.
Republican Senate Majority Leader Scott Fitzgerald says he's going to gavel in and gavel out because he has to do so under Governor Evers' executive order. Our Rose Schmidt is live at the state capitol right now as we wait for that to happen. Rose?
We expect to be here late into the evening. Republican leaders say they won't pass or even debate these gun control bills because they believe they infringe on Second Amendment rights. In the Assembly, Speaker Robert Vos saying he also plans to gavel in and gavel out tonight. The 2 bills Evers wants lawmakers to vote on would mandate universal background checks and allow a judge to temporarily seize guns from someone who poses a threat. Vos says a package of suicide prevention bills will be more effective than a red flag law, and he's accusing Governor Evers of playing politics. But Evers says he's feeling positive today.
If that's the case, then I'm assuming all Republicans are against it, and then they go home and have to run for re-election when they've essentially defied 80% of the people of Wisconsin. I believe that they're going to actually do something.
So I wish Governor Evers would stop playing politics with this topic, actually sit down and figure out a way to say where are the issues we can work together on. But as he said in his statement to you, it's all about polls and politics, not about policy and progress.
Senate Democrats and Attorney General Josh Kaul also held a news conference today and observed a moment of silence in the Senate chamber for every life lost to gun violence. And again, these special sessions have to happen before midnight tonight, so we will, of course, keep you updated on News 3 Now and Channel3000.com.
All right, Rose Schmidt live at the Capitol. Rose, thank you. And also at the Capitol today, all 3 veto override attempts have failed in the Assembly. The votes were along party lines. These were the first override attempts in the Wisconsin legislature in 9 years. The last successful override way back in 1985. At least 2 Democrats would have had to flip for a successful override.
Let's check on the forecast now. Very cold today and even colder from here. Gary Canalti is here in the studio with us. Gary?
Well, the sun didn't help very much today. It was a beautiful sunny day if you like the sunshine, but the snow on the ground is keeping us cold. You can see the snow on the visible cloud track, just a few clouds up toward the La Crosse area, but by and large, that's snow that you see on the ground there. And it's had an effect on temperatures. We're already down to 21 in Madison. Temperatures are in the teens to our north and west. Wind chills right now are in the single digits to the lower teens. The winds won't be too much of a factor, but the temperatures will. By tomorrow morning, I'm looking for a low temperature of about 8 degrees. The record low temperature for tomorrow, 7, set back in 1991. Tomorrow, another unseasonably cold day with high temperatures only in the upper 20s, close to a record low high temperature for the day. Later on, I'll take a look at a forecast that includes even colder weather early next week.
All right, Gary, thank you. Right now, the Greene County Sheriff's Office is urging people to drive carefully due to the icy roads. Highway crews are salting, but the freezing temperatures are making their job difficult. You're asked to slow down and plan extra time to get to your destination. Investigators say snowy road conditions played a factor in a fatal crash in Washington County yesterday morning. A black Pontiac Vibe collided with a semi on I-43 in Saukville. The driver of the Pontiac died at the scene. He has been identified as 38-year-old Nicholas Schrott of Milwaukee.
New video now of a close call at a Subway in California, all caught on camera. An Oakland Raiders fan fell onto the tracks while trying to look for his friends after the football game. He was talking to one of them on his phone and missed his step. A safety supervisor happened to be standing right there and narrowly pulled him to safety. The Dane County Medical Examiner has identified the pedestrian hit and killed by a driver on Highway 12. 35-year-old Susan Johnson of Madison died at the scene. It happened Monday night at the Mill Pond Road intersection near the entrance to the O'Hara Hills Golf Course. The state now waiting to officially charge the driver, Sean Jones, until a crash reconstruction and blood testing is complete. Jones is out of jail on a $500 signature bond. He faces a tentative charge of operating on a revoked license causing death.
Tonight, Madison parents have another opportunity to learn more about a referendum that could be on the ballot a year from now. Madison schools are looking at a $315 million price tag to pay for a new elementary school and upgrades to the 4 high schools. Tonight at Memorial High School, you can hear about what improvements could be made there and share your ideas. The meeting starts tonight at 6 o'clock. The Iowa County Sheriff's Office is bringing Christmas a little early, so to speak, to those who have warrants out for their arrest.
Jamie Perez shows us what this holiday deal is.
The Iowa County Sheriff's Office has literally a stack of papers, 500 cases right here with people's names on it that have warrants out for their arrest. The good news is they have a chance to redeem themselves.
What we'd like to do is reduce the numbers of warrants that we have on our lists.
Iowa County Sheriff Steve Mitchick is playing Santa this year.
Yeah.
In an effort to reduce the number of warrants on this list,
I guess you could call it the naughty list.
he's inviting the people named here to come to the Iowa County Courthouse in person on November 27th between 10 and 3 to clear your name.
Yes.
Yes, this is real. When you get here, you go to the district attorney's office and they'll give you instructions on what to do next. And if you've ever been to Iowa County, you could be on this list.
It's not just Iowa County, folks. It could be somebody from Green Bay that was here in Iowa County, maybe participated or committed a crime.
So what is your incentive? Well, you won't have to pay an additional cash bond, you won't be arrested, you won't spend any time in jail, and a new court date will be scheduled to close your case. It's an early gift from Santa, if you will.
Might be out doing some holiday shopping. All of a sudden you find out you've got a warrant that you haven't satisfied. We'd rather not have those situations happen to people.
This is a trial year for them to see how this system works in hopes that next year there won't be as many people on the naughty list.
Hopefully next year we only have 50 people on our warrant list, but we have a lot of work to do to reduce it to that number, unfortunately.
Now, if you are not sure if your name is on here, you can look your name up on CCAP or look up this list on the Iowa County Courthouse's page or the sheriff's page to find out. In Iowa County, I'm Jamie Perez, News 3 Now.
Now, the sheriff said this does not apply to those who have warrants for felony crimes or for child support warrants, although those folks are still welcome to show up to address those warrants. And as Jamie mentioned, you can search for your name on that list, and we have a link at channel3000.com.
As the holiday season approaches, food pantries in Rock County are asking for help filling their shelves. Both the Salvation Army and Echo Inc. in Janesville say they need food donations, with the Salvation Army hoping to feed 500 people on Thanksgiving Day. Tonight at 6, Rock County reporter Adam Duxter will detail how you can help and donate. A 60-year-old holiday tradition is coming out early at Clausen's Bakery in Middleton. It took 4 hours this morning to dress up this giant gingerbread house. Owner Mary Clausen says it's a tradition in her family and for others who saw the house as children, and now they take their own children to see it. But this year, something is a little different.
This year it's out probably 3 weeks earlier because Mother Nature decided to snow in October. So we just thought, we're going to go with this.
Get you in the spirit. The house has a plywood base and it's covered with gingerbread cookies, icing, and decorations. And there are cookies for sampling inside. It will be on display until after Christmas.
A new exhibit at the Capitol pays tribute to Wisconsin's female veterans. Governor Evers and officials with the State Department of Military Affairs unveiled the I Am Not Invisible traveling exhibit today in the Rotunda. It features 32 6-foot-tall banners featuring portraits and the stories of women veterans. Secretary of the Wisconsin Department of Veterans Affairs, Mary Kohler, is one of the women featured in the exhibit. She served on active duty for 28 years and retired as a captain.
I have personally experienced times when it seems like people thought that women weren't in the military, that they might be invisible, or just we were not recognized. So it's very appreciated.
And the exhibit will be on display at the Capitol through November 15th. Then it'll be available to the public through the Veterans Museum's collection of traveling exhibits. And a reminder, Veterans Day is this coming Monday, November 11th.
Looking ahead to this weekend, the Madison Marathon is Sunday. It starts at 7 a.m. at the state capitol. Runners will go through the UW campus, the Arboretum, Warner Park, and then back to the Capitol. Drivers are asked to plan ahead for traffic delays along the route.
Next at 5, the impeachment inquiry picks up speed. Democrats appear to be taking steps to wrap it up by the end of the year. We'll have an update from Capitol Hill.
And there's more local news ahead. A famous band is putting the spotlight on a unique Wisconsin tourist attraction. A look at their new music video tonight on News 3 Now at 6.
Solid gains in Wall Street in Thursday trading. The Dow climbs 182 points. The Nasdaq jumped 24. S&P with an 8-point gain. And we'll be right back.
House Democrats are signaling that they are fast-tracking impeachment proceedings. They're avoiding a court battle, choosing not to subpoena a would-be star witness, National Security Advisor John Bolton. Democrats are also limiting the number of witnesses at public hearings scheduled to begin next week. CBS News has confirmed the Government Accountability Office, a nonpartisan arm of Congress, is now reviewing the administration's hold on aid to Ukraine.
What's going on in Washington, D.C. today is a disgrace.
Impeachment witch hunt. Now we go again.
Today, Vice Presidential aide Jennifer Williams testified for 4.5 hours. Democrats could wrap up impeachment before the new year. Officials in Mexico say they know how 9 members of an American family were murdered, but they're still trying to figure out why. Mexican government officials now believe the killers belonged to La Linea, part of the Juarez drug cartel. They say attackers entered a rival cartel's territory on Sunday, where the extended LeBaron family lived. 8 children were rescued. They're still recovering in an Arizona hospital.
And those solid gains today on Wall Street are the results of progress in trade war negotiations between the U.S. and Canada. A spokesperson for China's Commerce Ministry says the two nations agreed to proportionally roll back tariffs in phases. The trade war has been a top concern for investors, and both sides have reason to reach at least a partial agreement. China's economy has slowed, and President Trump is heading into an election year. Back in Madison tonight, one of 5 teens wrongfully convicted for a rape and murder in Central Park is sharing his story tonight at Madison College. Yusef Salam was released from prison along with the other men, known as the Central Park 5, after a convicted murderer and serial rapist confessed in 2002. Since then, Salam has committed himself to educating people on racial disparities in the criminal justice system. His keynote address is tonight at Madison College's Mitby Theater on the Truax campus. The event is sold out, but we will hear from Salam tonight on News 3 Now at 10. We could see record cold temperatures in the coming days. Gary has a look at your first alert forecast. Gary?
Yeah, our first chance is going to be early tomorrow morning, and we have several chances as we head into next week. 3 things to know. Well, near record cold temperatures expected overnight and during the day Friday for record low high temperatures. Then after a brief warm up on Saturday, we turn colder on Sunday with falling afternoon temperatures, and that leads to another bout of record or near record cold temperatures for Monday, Tuesday, and possibly Wednesday morning of next week. As we take a look at Doppler track, nothing around here, but this is a sign that it's cold. Notice the lake effect snow is kicking in from Lake Superior and on the other side of Lake Michigan. That's a sign the lake waters are still warm, but the ground is very cold, and that's going to allow those lake snow squalls to develop. Around here with that fresh snow cover, take a look at what our temperature is going to do over the next 12 hours. We're in the upper teens and low 20s, and we'll be in the single digits by early tomorrow morning. And we have alert days in the forecast for tonight for near record low temperature. I've got a forecast low of 8. The record low is 7, set back in 1991. Tomorrow's high of 29 could be very close to the record low high temperature of 25, set back in 1925. And then, of course, we have those alert days for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week. Still looking for near record low temperatures in the morning for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday morning, and daytime high temperatures only in the low 20s for Monday and Tuesday. Could be close to record low high temperatures for the day. Over the next 10 days, average high temperature in the upper 40s, dropping to the middle 40s. Our temperatures in the 20s to the lower to upper 30s. That's as close as we get to the average. And the live view from the Edgewater Skycam in downtown Madison, it's a beautiful evening. I mean, out to the west, we had a nice sunset, a red glow in the sky, red sky at night, sailor's delight. Should be a nice day for tomorrow, at least in terms of precipitation. Not expecting any tomorrow. But our high of 25 degrees, almost 25 degrees below average, and our low temperature of 13. No, it wasn't near the low of 1 this morning, but that will change because the record low for tomorrow is 7, and we're going to be probably a little colder than last night. Right now, we're already down to 21 degrees with mostly clear skies, winds out of the northwest at 7. Any kind of a breeze at a temperature this cold drops the wind chill pretty quickly. That's now at 12 degrees. Temperatures are already in the teens and low 20s through most of Wisconsin, and you can tell this is where the snow is on the ground, where there's a little less snow cover. Temperatures still very cold, but not quite as cold as they are here. And the upper level winds basically right out of central Canada, right into the Midwest. And as long as that pattern continues, our temperatures are going to stay unseasonably cold. For tonight, look for mostly clear skies, unseasonably cold, a near record low temperature of 8 degrees. And for tomorrow, variably cloudy skies, a high of only 29 degrees. That's about 20 degrees below average. Future track, clear skies overnight, that fresh snow cover allowing temperatures to drop into the single digits. High temperatures tomorrow, upper 20s with a little more cloud cover. The cloud cover thickens tomorrow night. There could be a few flurries, but temperatures actually start to rise overnight. And on Saturday, Saturday with breezy southwesterly winds. High temperatures will be in the upper 30s to around 40, but the 7 to 10 day forecast calls for falling temperatures on Sunday with a high of 34 in the morning, then falling temperatures, highs only in the 20s Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Back to the low 30s with some light snow chances about Thursday, and then upper 30s by Saturday, but another shot of cold air toward the end of next weekend. As we take a look at first alert traffic right now, well, the Beltline still showing some delays on the eastbound Beltline. This is at Park Street and the Beltline, the DOT camera, and you can see pretty slow traffic in the eastbound direction. Delays starting, looks like an accident somewhere right around John Nolan Drive, so the delays are going back to west of Verona Road. Right now, a 38-minute commute on the eastbound Beltline from University Avenue to I-3990, only 21 minutes going back in the westbound direction. Heading down to Janesville, the usual 27 minutes with a speed of about 66 miles per hour on average. 29 minutes out to Sauk City on US 12, some delays northbound out of Middleton, and it's a 20-minute commute from downtown to Sun Prairie on East Washington Avenue and US 151. That's your News 3 Now First Alert Traffic.
Thank you, Gary.
And next at 5, the Secret Service releasing the results of a study on school violence. Could it have been prevented? We'll have the story. Stay with us. The NBA is launching a new streaming service. Customers can pay a monthly or annual fee to get access to live games And other shows like the warm-up at NBA Crunch Time. The app will also have old games, including NBA Finals, way back from the year 2000, it says. NBA TV goes for $6.99 a month or $60 a year.
More than a dozen states, including Wisconsin, are affected by a smoked salmon recall. Millstream Corporation is voluntarily recalling the product, sold in sealed packages from March through September of this year. The company is fearful of possible botulism, a type of food poisoning that can cause weakness, double vision, and belly bloating. No related illnesses have been reported so far. A new Secret Service report looked at incidents of targeted school violence across the country and found that many of them could have been prevented.
The fathers who lost children in Parkland, Florida were there for the report's unveiling. Natalie Brand has more from the Secret Service headquarters in Washington.
These findings highlight what we've known for 20 years, that a lot of these attacks are preventable.
The chief of the U.S. Secret Service National Threat Assessment Center unveiled warning signs to look for in a new report on targeted school violence. The research examined 41 incidents across the country involving firearms or other weapons between 2008 and 2017. While the report did not analyze the 2018 Parkland massacre, that attack, along with the one in Santa Fe, Texas, prompted school personnel and government agencies to step up efforts to study the problem.
The goal of this process is to intervene before an attack can occur.
According to their findings, there is no profile of a student attacker or the type of school targeted, but the report found that attackers usually had multiple motives, the most common involving a grievance with classmates. Most attackers used firearms, and most were often acquired from the home. All attackers exhibited concerning behaviors, and most communicated their intent to attack.
This report says in many cases someone observed the threatening behavior but did not report it.
Prevention is everyone's responsibility. It is not just on law enforcement alone. It's not just on schools alone.
Tony Montalto lost his daughter Gina in the Parkland massacre. He is now dedicated to making sure other parents don't experience his same pain.
We need to find the children that are having difficulties, provide them with the services to make them able to fit in our society, in our communities.
Montalto and the Secret Service are taking their message on the road, holding seminars in several U.S. cities. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.
The report found most attackers had a history of school disciplinary action, and many had prior contact with law enforcement. They were also often victims of bullying.
We'll have a final check on the weather when we come back. We'll be right back.
Tonight on the CBS Evening News, we ask a former top cabinet official whether she was part of a plot to try and remove President Trump from office. Can school attacks be stopped using some of the same methods the Secret Service uses to protect the president? We'll show you what you should be looking for. And meet a high school football player chasing his dreams to be a one-of-a-kind NFL quarterback. We've got those stories and so much more tonight on the CBS Evening News.
And finally at 5, a Pennsylvania teenager has come up with an idea to eliminate a car's blind spots.
14-year-old Elena Gassler says she was motivated after finding out her mother didn't like driving their family's Jeep Grand Cherokee because its A-pillars caused blind spots while she was driving. Her prototype uses a webcam, a projector, 3D printed adapter, and retro reflective fabric to make a car's A-pillars essentially invisible. She won $25,000 in a nationwide science competition for her invention. She hopes to pitch that idea to auto companies, including Tesla.
Oh, good for her.
Brilliant,
Smart girl.
Great idea.
Wow, is it going to be cold tonight?
It's already cold. Temperatures are right around 20 degrees, 21 officially in Madison, but it's already in the teens to our north and west. Wind chills right now in the single digits to the lower teens. The winds shouldn't be too much of a factor for tonight, but the temperature certainly will. By tomorrow morning, we'll be down to around 8. The record low for tomorrow is 7. Take a look at that 7 to 10 day forecast. We have alert days for tomorrow, as well as Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week for unseasonably cold weather, as well as near record cold during that time period. Brief warm up Saturday. That 34 Sunday will be early in the day with falling temperatures, and then we don't come out of the deep freeze until the end of next week. And even then, those temperatures are still about 10 degrees below average.
All right, we'll be back with more updates in 30 minutes for News 3 Now at 6. Stay tuned now for the CBS Evening News.